Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Cuban Libertarian. Tonight, we have a special host. We have a warrior. We have a very tough Cuban lady. She's been she's been sticking it to the man, to the dictatorship in Havana. Lately, she's been helping out a lot of the dissidents, making their struggles public, collaborating with other Cubans in order for them to receive aid, food, medicine. She has a very uplifting story with some some very tough experiences, but ultimately it's a success story, and it is my pleasure, it is my honor to introduce you guys Tell me if the video is frozen. It says here that it's frozen. Is it okay? My connection is bad. On Facebook. What about YouTube? That's strange. Let me make sure, guys, that you guys are getting the best signal. I'm in the mountains, sort of. I'm in Atlanta, so it might be a little, I don't know, maybe the La Sierra, maybe the mountains are blocking my things. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's super choppy. Ugh. Wow. Wow, hold on. Let me do something here. How about now? No? All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to refresh StreamYard and see what it does for me, okay? Here we go. Hey guys, I think it's a bandwidth problem right here. Let me fix that. All right. Strange. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in. Let me refresh again. It should be fine now. Let's. I may or may not have been downloading a bunch of stuff, guys. So here we go. Without further ado, please welcome to the broadcast. La hija de Maceo. Welcome.
Thank you. Now it's better. You perfect now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I was doing a bunch of stuff, and my router was screaming for me to
Mm.
stop.
Tell me about it.
All right. So I told the people a little bit, vaguely,
Hmm.
their interest. For let's pretend that our audience is, made up of American people and European people, mostly American because the Europeans, God bless them, but están medio perdidos.
I know.
Except for maybe the Polish and the Hungarians, they're pretty woke, they're pretty based, but for the most part, but hopefully we can help them see the light. Yamila,
What's up?
how did you end up in the United States? First of all,
I came as a refugee back in 2003. Um, I'm from a family that everybody's against the dictatorship. So I was born and raised in that environment. I have been doing this all my life. It's just now that, that's my people.
the
Besito, Rona, besito. That's my
church
people.
is in the house.
You know. And, my brother, when he passed, my brother, he's tried to leave Cuba in the wheel of an airplane back in 1999.
Wait, on the wheel, like
Yeah, in the front wheel of the airplane.
whoa, okay,
So
that's
he
far
passed.
away,
So he passed
right?
back in 1999. That's when we become refugees. We started the whole process. I was the first one to get my clear because that was after 9/11.
Right.
I was the first one to get clear and to get to United States, to Louisiana to be exact.
Okay.
I came straight from Cuba to Louisiana.
Well, I hear that back in the old days, before the dictatorship, Havana is right below Louisiana. So I mean, they share a lot of culture. Louisiana was originally,
From France.
yeah, no, but before the architecture is Spanish.
Yes.
So we have a lot in common, at least like the cities between Louisiana and Havana. There was a lot of traffic back before, in the
Mhm.
colonial days.
Mhm.
So you, following that tradition, you left Cuba as a refugee and you settled in Louisiana.
Yep. That's where I was sent. Louisiana back then. They don't have many Cubans here. Actually, till now, I think we only have like 7, 8 families. We know each other. We know each other. Everybody knows everybody because we are not a lot of Cubans here. It's more
Right.
Mexicans, Honduras, Central Americans. That's what we have here.
Let me ask you, how do you get along with other Latinos? I know that, in America, you come in and you're supposed to say that you're Hispanic or whatever, but that's such a broad term. How have you found the different Latino cultures in the United States?
Well, I get along with everybody except communists. Except those people. I don't like them at all. I don't even hide it. I don't even try to get along with them. But with other culture, I have no issues. I work all my life with all kind of people. Um, and you learn from them. Language.
Mm,
Even though we all speak Spanish, it's not the same Spanish. So
correct.
what it means something for me doesn't mean the same thing for them. Like coge.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful with that one.
Well, I learned that the hard way, but I learned it.
That's funny.
So it's
Yeah.
different. It's different, but we get along fine. Language and food, huge different. With spicy food and stuff, I don't like that.
Oh, you live in Louisiana. You don't like spicy food.
Still, I don't like it. I don't. I do
Wow,
not.
that's so funny because like it's true. Cubans are Latinos and Hispanic. However, the the most spice that we're gonna get is like cumin,
Mhm.
laurel leaves, maybe a
Mhm.
little like black pepper or
A red pepper a little bit,
a little bit, and the
but just like a flick, like.
the pimienta dulce. That's like
Mhm.
allspice, like that kind of flavorful spice. But
Yeah, but that's
we're
it. That's
that's
it.
pretty much it, man. We don't
The
go
one
too
that hit
far.
me, the one that hits me the more was tamales. Mexican tamales. I'm like,
Oh, I haven't even tried that. What is that?
oh, don't do it. I would not recommend you try that.
Oh
'Cause,
no.
my first year here, a girl,
Mm.
she said, I'm selling tamales. I'm like, tamales? Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Well, come on. $5 a dozen. $5 a dozen. Yeah, give me a dozen.
right,
When I
right,
saw
right.
those things, like in banana leaves or whatever, I'm like, what the heck is this?
Oh no, no, don't
And they
tell
were
me that.
white, and they had
White
bean
beans.
and chicken in it. I'm like, I took it back, like,
But
girl.
wait a minute, hold. But did they taste bad? Because that sounds kind of
Well,
good.
I
I
don't
mean,
even try it. They look
you don't even
ugly.
try
They look
it.
ugly. They
Well,
look ugly.
explain to the people how Cubans do tamales.
Well, it's just with corn and pork and seasoning. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yellow corn, pork, and seasoning.
Hmm.
And I remember back when I was little, we didn't have pork, or we didn't put pork in our ayaca in Santiago, which is the
You know,
eastern part.
because I sell tamales, Cuban tamales on the weekend. I do that
Right,
too.
right.
I have to take the dictatorship down and also sell food and do all kind of stuff. And my best customer is from Santiago, Cuba.
Okay.
And when he called me to place an order, he said I want 30 ayacas. I'm like, I don't say that. What is that? And they were like, oh, Jamila, that's tamale. I
Yeah,
mean, what the heck
man.
is wrong with you? I'm like, I didn't know that ayaca.
Yeah, we say ayaca, we say zapote instead of mamey, you know?
Oh, so that's what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, zapote. I mean, technically, I think mamey is the correct word because a zapote is like a smaller thing, so a smaller fruit, but whatever.
Okay,
Um,
whatever. You're the one that know.
you know, it. I found this out recently. You can grow mamoncillo in Louisiana.
Really?
Yeah, they grow it in Miami. Why not in Louisiana? But they call it another name. They call it another name in English. I forgot what it was.
No idea.
Yeah. Do you guys get guanabana in? I mean, soursop in Louisiana?
No.
That's sad. That's sad. So getting back to the Cuba, let's leave the food for aside for a minute.
Yeah. Because I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. Now you are
Who?
outspoken.
Oh, really? I said I'm kind of
By
shy.
Cuban standards, you are outspoken. Please tell us a little bit about the your style of influence in the Cuban fight against the dictatorship. Why are you? How did you differentiate yourself from the other influencers?
Because I don't have a filter. That's the answer to all your questions. Some people like you
Mm,
in your channel, but not in mine, because
right.
you're a hypocrite. I can tell you that in your face. You're so correct. So nice, so polite, so whatever. But I have been in the States for 18 years, almost 18 years.
Mhm,
So in my first, I'm gonna say 3 months.
mhm.
That's how long it took me to lose the filter. Oh, I cannot say this. I have to sound properly, or
Right.
whatever. I'll let it go. I don't care what nobody says, what they think, their opinion. To be honest, I don't give nothing
Right.
about what other people say. So I'm free, basically. So that's my style. Whatever I think, I'm gonna say. Either you like it or hate it. That's up to you. It's not my business.
And we were made aware, that even the Cuban news, the what you call
Menticiero.
the menticiero, which is you could say it's like fake news.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, fake news,
Mm-hmm.
menticiero. Um, actually made like a what do
And
you say?
special.
Yeah, they made like a little like report, a special report about you that you were some kind of terrorist, that you were fomenting violence, etc., etc., etc.
Hmm.
Can you please explain to us what that was about?
Well, I cannot explain it to you because I don't work for them, and they are a piece of work,
Mm-hmm.
and they do basically whatever they want. They manipulate the information. They manipulate um everything we say. They cut it, addiction, everything, and they make it seem whatever they want the message to be. But I can tell you the truth, what it was. Basically, what I do is whenever whenever, whoever,
Hmm.
a communist go to another Cuban house
Hmm.
and just start, I don't know how to say that, just put them in trouble. Start offending them, go against them, chasing them, harassing them, because they're not communist.
Right.
That's the people that I look for. I find their family, the family members, the dog, the cat, the pet, whoever, whatever, whenever. And then I just, give them a blessing because I believe those are souls that lost the track to God. And I just, sometimes with a little smell, I just put them back on track like, hey, you don't do that. Because to be honest, the issue is not to be a communist, it's not letting the other Cuban be whatever the hell they want to be. That's the problem.
That's right. Yes. If you guys here outside of Cuba, if you don't get it, imagine that there is a group of Antifa or Black Lives Matter, and they go around harassing people. Put your fist up. Put your hand up. Say her name. Say her name. Kneel. Kneel. Kiss my
Hmm.
boots.
Hmm.
Well, what if someone got their pictures and then they asked the public to give her,
Recognize them.
uh tell their name, who their family members are, where they live, where they work, and
Who
then
you are.
exactly who you are, find all your profiles, etc., 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 and
Mhm.
then you just maybe say, hey, this is the person that has been harassing everyone. This is the person that has been collaborating with the enemy, with the dictatorship.
Mhm.
Here it is. You do whatever you feel that you need to do. The end. That is great because they do that to us
All the time.
all the time. Of
Hmm.
course, we have to be on the uh, the higher moral ground, so we will never say do X, Y, or Z, but we let it be known who these people are because they need to be in the light, in the sunlight, so that everyone recognizes them and knows to avoid them and knows that they are uh, snitches in Cuba, right? That they
Right.
are collaborators, that they are agents, and that they are just bad people. So, like, the best we can do is, ostracize
Identify
or
them.
shame them into
And we need
stopping their abuse.
and we need to identify them because we all know they're
Mhm.
gonna end up, right there, we're here by Canada or Mexico, asking for asylum and saying, I didn't want to. They made me do it, and hell to no, you're going back. Go back.
That is a very good point, Yamila.
Hmm.
Folks, in case you didn't know, probably you saw in the news recently. Oh, in Guatemala, there is a Guatemalan caravan trying to push through Honduras. What you guys may not realize, apart from all the thousands of Cubans that are already on the Mexican border, which there
Hmm.
were some news a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago,
Hmm.
where they tried to cross, right? We don't know who these people are, and there are agents there, ladies and gentlemen. There are agents, there are people that have worked with the Communist Party at the border trying to come here and infiltrate. Okay. And so the work that Yamila is doing, actually, having a record of all these, I would call them worms because they're the ones that are licking the boots of the
Yes,
communists in Cuba.
yes, they
They're the ones
are.
kissing hands,
Yes, they are. The
right?
first agent that we identify, his brother is here.
Oh, oh,
His brother is here in Nevada. So he has been here for like 5 years now. So he's about to become a citizenship. And
wow.
his brother back in Cuba is harassing people, is chasing people down, is making living a nightmare
Right.
for Cubans that think differently, that want to change. Because that's it. That's all what they want to change.
And once you become a citizen, you can start the process to bring your family over.
There we go. Now you got it.
Okay? Chain
How,
migration.
yeah, how we gonna have an agent here, be sitting here and then they'll use the same excuse. I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do it. They make me do it, and that's BS all the way up to God. That's
Yeah.
BS.
Let me ask you, have you sent this information to Homeland Security or
I called
uh,
them. I informed them. We got this one. We got that one.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
yes,
did. My
yes.
people does it too. We all do it.
This
Yes.
is this is amazing because, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning, like maybe 2 years ago, the I would say online opposition to the Cuban dictatorship was not as professional. We were not doing the paperwork. We were just very excited, right? We're doing all these live streams, this and that, and showing videos that we got from Cuba. But lately, we've been writing to the UN. We've been writing to. we've been.
We're doing it all. I
We are
mean,
doing
because
it
we
all.
cannot rely in any government. We don't rely in the government to do what they're supposed to be doing. That's why we had the five guys. Remember, we have five guys here that we exchanged for an old guy, Alan Gross. And what the hell he's been doing lately? Nobody knows.
That's right.
So that's the proof that they got here. They established themselves here. They got a life in here, and they were just niching and talking and trying to get all the trying no, they did get all the information and they sent it to the Cuban dictators. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. I want Cuba to be free, but I want United States free. Free of socialism, which is
That's
the
right.
same shit. I cannot free Cuba and get it here.
Now, let me ask you another question, and that is regarding the state of the youth in America. I know that you have a young daughter,
19 years old. Yeah.
19. Good Lord. Um, how do you see these kids? What do they think about, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez and Trump and
Well,
socialism, blah, blah, blah?
yeah, it's not even the girl Cortez, whatever her stupid name is. She's kind of dumb. Somebody whoop her, or they didn't whoop her enough. I blame it on her parents, but it's more about Trump. They
Mhm.
hate Trump.
Right.
They hate Trump, and when you ask why, I don't like him. But why? Because he's rude.
Yeah. I feel like I remember 10 years ago, 12, when I first came to the United States, people, when they say an opinion, they would say, I think X, Y, and Z. I think you're right. I think you're wrong. I think that's blue. I think that's red. In the past 5 years, everybody, I feel like, I feel. And I'm like, what happened to the language? You
Yeah,
know?
we have all these teenagers, thinking, and to be honest, it's our fault. Especially
Mm,
in my case, it's my fault. I have worked my entire life for her not to need anything, to make sure she's being taken care of,
right.
and that is not good at all. Because I am who I am for everything I went through back in Cuba.
Mm,
Everything I was missing, everything I didn't have, like nice clothes, to begin with. Oh, a proper meal, lunch, because it's one meal a day, and all that kind of stuff. So I always make sure she's being taken care of.
mhm.
And those people, like my daughter, think they deserve it all. They're entitled to an opinion, even if it's a stupid one. They don't have to do nothing. Basically, just exist. I'm here because I'm here, and this is what I feel, and it doesn't matter. I keep telling her I'm gonna send her back to Cuba for at least 3 months. Go back to Cuba, start feeling the apagone,
De
and start
apagones.
feeling the hard chicharo, and the mosquito bites, the no air condition, and then you're gonna know what I'm talking about. It's not all bright and nice and whatever.
Let me, when you talk about apagones, I was reading the other day that California has apagones now. I mean, blackouts.
Hmm.
Their water sometimes is scarce. You're
Hmm.
gonna see Californians, and even the hospital beds
Hmm.
they're running low. It's like they're turning into like a little Cuba out there. People like carrying water with buckets and not having
Yeah, I
electricity
think
twenty four
I think
seven.
when a lot of people start seeing these things like rare, strange, like what happened. I mean, where's the light? The American people, they're not used to that. That's why we know when we see some kind of signs. I don't know if it's institution or whatever you call it. Like, hey, this sounds like CDR to me. This is
No,
not right.
yeah.
No, no, what is going on?
Remember, in the for the virus, they were saying, oh, for Thanksgiving, if you see people with more than six people in their house, then call the police on them.
Yeah, I'm
You
like,
know, when I heard that, I was like, this
what
is
we
a
getting here? What's going on?
committee, CDR, Comité de Defensa. That's a Revolutionary Defense Committee, or CDR.
Like a
In
snitch house.
Yeah,
Period. I'm gonna simplify it to you.
but you know what also reminded me of these committees, these
Hmm.
snitch committees,
Hmm.
um, neighborhood snitch association, and that is when they said, "Oh, defund the police, and we're going to have neighborhood policing," and it's like,
Watching
wait a
something like that.
minute, that's a freaking committee of the defense of the revolution or whatever. What
Mhm.
is this?
Exactly. When we start seeing those signs, and it's like a flash out, like it's like a flash. Like I saw this before. What are you talking about? Like right now, anytime anybody start talking about guns or taking away the guns, we're ready. We
Oh
are
yeah,
ready to jump where we have to go. I mean, come on, let's get to it. They want to do the same thing they did back in Cuba, and we're ready.
that's
But
right.
American people, they don't have idea. Even with what is the teacher's name? Carlos Lazo, whatever,
Lasso, yeah,
and he's taking all these kids to Cuba, and for them, it's an experience. I went to Cuba, saw Cuban people, it was so nice or whatever. Let's sing a song together, whatever. But for Cubans, it's a life, and it's not what he showed you. That is not reality. That was a dream. That was something he put in front of you, in front of your
hmm
kid, for them to believe that socialism is great. It's the best thing in life. You're gonna get free education, free healthcare, and whenever you hear free, you better run.
oh yeah.
Run.
Uh, that's another thing. I know that I'm ready. I'm Second Amendment 110%. I know that you also, you're
Oh
prepared.
yeah. Me and all my Lolas. I have like 4 or 7 Lolas.
Oh, excellent. Yes, as it should be.
I mean,
Listen
come
up,
on.
ladies. You can also be prepared. Maybe you don't need to have like the craziest thing, but learn how to defend yourself is an equalizer, because
It
guys are
is.
strong. So just for general safety,
It
you
is.
should always have something ready to go.
Mhm.
Um, and that's something beautiful, and that's a culture about self sufficiency, self autonomy, right?
Mhm.
Autonomy. And that is something that I found out recently. I think we were talking about it in Spanish the other day, that in Cuba, it is an insult to be self sufficient,
Yeah. It's like something bad.
right?
Oh, you believe so high of yourself. That's
Right,
basically it.
right.
What
It's
they,
like,
what
oh,
they
you're
call it.
prideful. You think you can do everything on your own, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, yes, a human being, like an animal, needs to be able to hunt and raise its like babies or whatever, like the puppies, like by itself. If a bird and a dog can do it, how come we that went to the moon cannot do it? Everybody should be self-sufficient, unless you're obviously you have a
Disability.
disability, right?
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
but it's so crazy that it's upside down the world, the thinking in Cuba, right?
Well, Cuba, Cuba's still in 1959.
Mm.
Cuban time hasn't moved. Everything is still the same. Actually, it's worse now. Because in Cuba, you're not allowed to think. You're not allowed to debate. You're not allowed to not even breathe. You're not allowed to sing the national anthem in the street. I mean, what kind of government does that? The national anthem is like it belongs to a party. It's to the party. It's not to the
Oh
people.
yeah, that's correct. You can't wear the Cuban flag. Like over here, there's like American flag bikinis, American flag, like shorts or everything. American flag, everything. We put it on every single thing we can think
But
of.
that's when they have the double standards. Cause Canelito, he had the Cuban shirt, the T-shirt, the
Mhm.
other day. In I'm here, I'm just show up, and nobody believe him. Um, he got it on the street. What is the problem when a Cuban, a regular Cuban, wears it? What's the problem? The flag doesn't belong to them. It doesn't belong to a party. It belongs to its people. It
Right.
belongs to all Cubans. That's the thing that nobody understands. Nobody wants to agree with it. That's why we're fighting.
Awesome. Now, what is in the future for Yamila, la hija de Maceo? I've seen that other people that participate in your channel opened up their own channels as well.
Great. Yes. I have been pushing them. I have been harassing them, to be honest. They may press charges on me or whatever. Like Betty, Maria Propero, she's there. And I'm pushing everybody around me because I believe we have to be a thousand, a million, Jamila, fighting because we all want the same thing. So it's not about one person. We cannot bring freedom to Cuba, but doing it just one person at a time. It has to be all of us, all of us. It doesn't matter if your audience only have 20 people, 5, 2, or 10,000. Still, you have to push people around. You have to push all the Cubans around to push in the same way. Let's take these people out. Let's bring freedom. Let's bring constitution to Cuba so they can have rights. And then we out. Bye. We go away with our lives. There's
Right.
Betty right there.
Uh, 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 yeah.
Because they have talent. They can talk to people. They can cross the message. Like in her case, she's a mom of a twins. How
Right.
many moms like her are in Cuba that can listen to her message? They may not listen to you or to me, but they will listen to her. That's the dream I have. That's my idea. I can push everybody to be the best.
That's
I,
right. I know that when we first saw the influencers, there were different a certain type of influencer, right? Like you have the more intellectual ones, the more political ones, the more artistic one. Uh, then there was Otaola, which is the farandula, half farandula,
Mhm,
half fuego contra los comunistas. Like, I mean,
mhm.
half very like strong message against communism, but half kind of like entertainment news.
Right.
It's a weird mix, but it works, right? So what you're saying is different Cubans from all walks of life should be, putting up content, speaking out, raising their voice, so that we can reach all types of Cubans in the island that may have
Exactly.
different interests
That's
as
what I'm
well.
saying. That's why I
Yeah,
create Cuerpo Guardia. That's the
right,
whole meaning behind Cuerpo Guardia. Like I just told you about Betty. I can tell you about Ronald. He's a nurse practitioner.
right.
He's now in Chile, and he have a community that follows him as well.
Mhm.
Like in the health part of Cuba that will identify with him. Like then he knows about the hospital conditions. What's going on in Cuba. What is the medicine? Everything that's happened. He knows about it. Lisbeth with Todo Fuego, the same thing. She's more the finale part, like a cow finale, like the ops standard talking properly. I'm calm. I'm not in a rush or whatever. And then we have Julio, who is kind of like the Christian part. He's
Mm.
Christian. He's a young father. And then we have DJ Y, who is production. He's all at once. He's all together. It's like a wonderful group of people together, bringing ideas and supporting people in Cuba, like what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it. You ready? You guys going out? We're going out with you. That kind of stuff.
Now I see that there's something where it seems that people are leaning towards the 1940 constitution
Constitution.
more and more every day. I think I even heard, well, I know that the president of Umpacu, Ferrer, he also became the president of the Partido del Pueblo, which was founded in part by Otaola. And I think that he also works uh,
Cuba decide.
with Cuba Decide.
Yeah.
Does he also back the 1940 Constitution, or he's not in that movement?
You will have to ask him, but I
Mm,
can tell you I do.
right, right,
I
right.
can tell you I do because this is what is legally right. They took it down in 1952. It was
Right.
before the Castro by
Mhm.
Batista. regime. So it's what it was in place. They never asked the people to take it down, remove it, or do a new one or nothing. Like that's why they are dictator. That's what they do. They change laws, they broke the laws, they made themselves, and it's all crazy. But 1940 Constitution is what is legally right for Cuba. That's what is in place.
Right, right. Um, Speaking of the Constitution,
There we go. Come on,
Constitution.
bring
I
the
know I'm
tough
not gonna get
questions. Come
into
on.
that thing here because they're not ready for that. We'll talk about that Constitution once we have it in place.
That's fine.
Um,
That's why I'm
but
fine to bring it in
yeah,
place so you can talk about it. You see, it's a
exactly.
shame.
That's
It's a
the first
shame.
step. Then I'm gonna tear it apart. But
There
the
we go.
first step is to put it up.
There
Then
we
I
go.
can throw stuff at it.
That's fine.
Uh, the Constitution here in America. What do you think these next four? First of all, how do you think Biden will last? Will he
A
get
year,
to
a year,
1 year?
maybe two, maybe two.
Maybe two. Okay.
Yeah, by a year and a half, he won't remember his name.
Oh
I
God.
believe somebody has to be telling his name constantly because he's kind of lost.
Jeez. So you think we're gonna get we're
Kamala?
gonna get a Kamala Harris
Yeah, we will.
presidency
And Michelle Obama as a
as a
vice.
vice president? Oh God,
Yeah,
I hope not.
this is the
That's
third
crazy.
term of Obama. This is
Uh,
his third term. Biden is not doing nothing.
oh man.
I mean, Biden was his vice president for 8 years. What he did? Absolutely nothing. What he's going to do now? The same thing. Being a sleepy Joe, getting paid for being there, giving money away to everybody,
Yeah, I was
except
looking
to
at.
Americans. Except to Americans.
He has this plan for the Black Americans.
Hmm.
I looking at it and comparing it to the platinum plan of Trump.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of stuff in there, and it's mostly just giving more money to these programs that don't work. You know, there's nothing, or there's barely anything about creating jobs. It's all about funding the programs, not actual creating jobs, right? No, it has to go through some program, some bureaucracy, and it's all connected to raise this and raise that. Man,
BS. That's
it is.
BS.
I think so, man. At the end of the
If
day,
what he did in his first 24 hours, he signed bunch of executive orders. What kind of president you are that you have to sign? You have to lead, but imposing people what you want to do. Why you don't talk to Congress? Why you don't go through the proper channels? Oh no, let's sign all this paper. Come on, give money to this one, that one.
of
What about
course,
America?
yeah.
What
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
USA?
yeah, yeah. I remember, I think Trump always tried to work with them, at least in the beginning,
But
but they would,
for
and
me,
then he
that's
started
the
to sign
best.
the orders. I remember that.
For me, he's the best president this country had in my 18 years. I came when it was Bush Jr. You
Right.
know, that's when I first came. For me, Trump is everything. I want for Cuba a Trump. I want a guy just like him. That he's not politically correct. He don't say the right thing. He don't care if you agree with him or not. He's gonna do whatever is the best for the country, not for himself.
You
He
know,
went through fire
oh yeah.
many times defending this country.
I'm from all sides because we were talking this about this in our. I belong to some Republican groups here, and man, the Republican Party needs some cleaning out. Let me tell you.
Agree.
He was fighting both sides all the way, all the way.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people that just live off of the system, even if they're on the Republican side. Also, because it's when you work that long in politics, I think eventually you just kind of start to get corrupted. And these guys, they didn't like the fact that he never held office and he was never like a military guy. Like he was the
No.
only president. I heard this guy called Gorka that
Hmm.
he used to work in the White House. He was the only president in the history, not even George Washington. George Washington was a general.
Hmm.
The, he was the only person in the history of the United States that had no political or military ties. He was
He's a piece of it. You know,
Yeah.
he's a piece of something, and his sons too, and he's all kind of issues there that we're gonna find out sooner or later. Um, we all gonna know about it. I mean, at this point in history, we're just watching him. Like, what are you gonna do? Just in the minute, in this second, this guy or anybody says about the Constitution, oh, we're ready. I'm ready. Do not touch the Constitution. Do not even talk about it. I don't want you to mention the Constitution because we're gonna go there and we're gonna leave it.
No, I know that if he goes for the Second Amendment rights, we may have a civil war.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen because people will not let that go. If he, for example, says, "Oh, let's do a national database of gun owners," that's it.
Mhm.
I know that was
We're
coming after
ready.
that.
We're ready. Touch it. Just touch it. Just touch it, and you're gonna know what it is. You know what's coming. You're gonna know.
I see that Ronald is a very an admirer of yours. He wants to marry you. He says.
He's my bro. He's my bro. He's just messing with you. Exactly. We're ready to defend the Constitution because we Cubans know
Yeah,
what a Constitution means. What it
yeah.
means when all these people with the free stuff, with the free and all for you, and you're gonna fly. You don't even have to walk anymore. I'm gonna carry you on. We know what that means. We know what's coming next. Oh hell to no. Oh no. Because where we're gonna go? Africa?
I don't know about that life. They're coming over here, man. That's the other
Mhm.
part. Like all these, man. I've heard some Black Americans say, "Oh no, there's a lot of Black Americans going to Ghana." Blah blah blah. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
the percentage of people going to Africa and doing business doesn't compare to the amount of Africans that come here
Come
every year.
here. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's
and
hard to
become
find that
doctors and
number.
lawyers and
It probably is
open up.
like 1%
Exactly.
or
It's
half
ridiculous.
or half
Aside
of
from
what.
all the corruption in Africa and in
Yeah.
African countries, all the bribing you have to do. So I
Hmm.
mean, it's just a silly thing to talk about that. There's also a lot of rich kids here, but it reminds me of what happened in Cuba too. Like the, I believe that Fidel was married or he had a girlfriend that was from a rich family in Cuba. Spin, what
No,
family? No,
it was Diafalal.
yeah, Ballard. And
Diafalal.
what do you know? What kind of business they had?
No idea. I
No
just
idea.
know it was her who went, and talked to the president Batista back
Hmm.
then to save his life.
Right.
I wish I could talk to her now. Like,
Right.
don't do it.
And Lincoln Diaz Ballard and his there was another lady with the same name, right? Another senator or something or a representative in Florida.
He's still there. Yeah, there are like three people. One is in telling Mundo, telling lies all the time.
Oh God,
He's on the news channel. Yeah, telling Mundo, just telling
Jesus!
lies.
It's we're surrounded and it's not by water, as we like to say in Spanish.
Yes, you're right. You're right. That's
Let-
basically it. Yeah.
I gotta do a video on Howard University, which is like an old black college here, but that place is a pit of communist snakes. My God. They used to have like communist conferences back in the 1930s. I mean, the whole the communists have been here for a while. You know, you ever heard of McCarthy?
Yeah.
Right? You know, the legend is the myth. Oh, he abused his power. He he was persecuting and putting people in blacklists because he
Hmm.
thought that they were communists, this and
Hmm.
that. But if you look at the facts, there were communists in the FBI.
Hmm.
Like the president at that time knew there were communists working for the Soviet Union and there were FBI agents. And he also said, "Oh, they were saying, oh, he made a blacklist of all these actors, this and that. He's abusing his power. Look at Hollywood. Look at
Hmm.
Danny Glover and Oliver Stone. They are literally doing propaganda for the Cuban regime.
Yeah.
Aside from all the other stupid Hollywood people that give Sean Penn. Just he was buddy with
Yeah,
Hugo
with
Chavez. I mean, so and then McCarthy died, suspiciously, very quickly, some kind of sickness, the usual Soviet thing where they inject you with something. People don't realize we know about this in Cuba. You get sick, and then they take you to the hospital, and you get even sicker. And then what's wrong with him? You don't
and
know.
then
It's
you
a
die,
bad,
and then you die.
and then you die.
Suddenly,
Exactly.
suddenly, I don't know what happened to you. Bye. But anyway, it's so easily to be communist here. I love communists and what he does. Again, the free stuff and it's all for the people. But that's something you read in the book. No, 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 that doesn't work for me. Go to Cuba, go live it, go there, but don't go to Cuba as a tourist. Go to Cuba as a Cuban. Go
Hmm.
to Oficoda, get libreta de abastecimiento. Go do the whole line to get a leg of chicken for the whole month. Go leave Cuba as a Cuban, then come back. I'm gonna say what 3 months,
Yeah.
and then tell me all about communism and why you love them.
Well, I even last night I was in a meeting with some Republicans, and I had a girl, and she's like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to go to Cuba." Or like, "I want to go to Cuba so bad." Like, and then she's like, "Oh, but like, I know that it's bad," and I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." Like, she has a conservative worldview. She's
Yeah,
supposed to understand these things, but at the same time, the propaganda of Cuba is like this weird
Bora
paradise
Bora.
that time
That's
forgot, the
that's how
land
they
of
think
the
it. Yeah.
los duendes. I don't know, whatever it is.
No, they compare Cuba to like Cancun, Bora Bora. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful. The water's so blue. The sky is so blue. People so nice. And I keep telling my American friends, if you decide to go to Cuba, make sure you go with a Cuban, because the minute you leave the airport, you're gonna be broke. They're gonna take your wallet, their pickpocket. You're gonna be broke
yeah.
in the airport. You don't even made it to the light.
Well, I mean, the allure of the old cars and the old buildings and the potholes and the authentic, Cuban
It's not going
experience,
back.
it
It's
gets
like
old.
going backwards
It's
to
gonna get old.
1959. Yeah. So for them, it's so excited. It's an adventure, but
Right.
again, they have that choice. They're gonna go there, they're gonna see it, but then they're gonna leave.
I mean, if you wanna like not have plumbing or like go through some trouble, just go camping here. Just go in the woods, get like a little tent in Walmart, right? And then just go in the woods and do your camping, and then you'll have your experience of authenticity. Don't come to my
Invite
country
invite
like
my family. We are like 46 people. We're gonna eat all your food. We're gonna put you out of the tent. You're gonna be if it's raining, you're gonna be out there,
yeah,
and then you're gonna experience Cuba. I mean,
exactly,
we bring
man.
Cuba to you.
No, I mean it's easy because they go and it's like a zoo, like a pecera, like an
Yeah,
aquarium. It's like, oh my
the
god, look at how they
zoológico,
live. Oh my
zoológico.
god, the taxi driver is an engineer. This is so crazy.
Yeah,
Ooh. And it's like, how tragic is it that somebody that should be earning $150,000 or something is driving you around in a busy taxi,
like
like in
him
a
in his
bicycle
life
taxi,
out,
you know?
about to pass out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, forgive you. I go around. Look at this. I make sure you don't walk. Under any buildings.
No,
About
oh my
a
god.
balcony may fall on your head and you may die. But
Exactly.
it's so cute, so pretty from far away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah, but I think that lately we're definitely speaking out more. Before we were like, oh man, I feel weird talking bad about my country, but don't talk bad about your country. Talk bad about the Communist Party and what they're doing to the country. Just say, hey, when you go there, you're feeding the dictatorship.
But
It's okay.
that was a mentality, and we still have a high percentage of Cuban thinking like that. Whenever you say something about Cuba, they don't realize we are talking about the government, the dictators. We're not talking about Cuba, the country itself. We love
Right.
Cuba. That's what we're fighting. you know
Jesus.
but that's what they've been working on since we were little babies. Like, you defend Cuba, you don't talk about Cuban, because talking about the government, it's like you're talking bad about your country.
That is so interesting. Cubans are nationalists. We don't want to be a part of the United States. We don't care to be a state. We don't want annexation or anything. We want to be our own country. Okay, forget about it. But the way that we've been indoctrinated is
Hmm.
to kind of like think of the party and the country as one. That's a
Yeah.
problem. Over here, it's very natural to talk about politics. For us, even outside of Cuba, whenever you went to a party, you mention something and people be like, "Oh man, I don't talk about politics. I don't want to talk about that. This and that." And it's just recently that now we're saying, "Hey, this is wrong. We can't have a doble moral. We cannot be hypocrites. We cannot, leave. Excuse me, leave. Say that we're refugees and then go back the next year.
Hmm.
With all these gold chains and pretend that we're somebody." And we have a minimum wage job in Miami, you know? And I'm glad to see that the people outside of Cuba are waking up because we're the ones that send money. I mean, it's been proven by the Cuban communist government's own data that we are like what the second or third source of income.
The
The
third.
uh, the third, excuse me, remesas, which are remittances.
Hmm.
We're propping up that dictatorship. It's insane.
Yeah, we leave because of them, and then we work for them.
Yes.
Basically,
Oh
it.
my God.
Basically, that it. But I see a different. Back in Cuba, when you talk about the people that left, asylum and whatever in 1960, those people never went back. Those people never sent nothing to Cuba. They were fighting for freedom. But this generation we have right now is all about going back and show to your own people how much you have. I have
Mm,
value now because now I'm a tourist. I'm not your neighbor anymore. I'm a tourist. And that's the mentality that I'm working on. My team is working to
right.
change. We're still Cubans. And it's not okay. It's not okay to go back with all your gold change and showing all, your brands and what you're wearing and making up all these lies about your job you own half of the United States. That's basically every Cuban that goes back. And you have so much money, and your life is so much easier since you
Right.
live, and your neighbors are still in the same house from three generations, still asking people for a garlic to put in the beans, but you
Right.
feel so big because you're there. That is so wrong.
It
I
is,
want
man.
I want a Cuba for everybody, for the ones that live there to live better, to know they have rights, to defend their rights, and to say no, no more dictatorship, no more the one that talks cute and says everything's gonna be fine. No, I want a reality. I want a reality. I don't want to be worried about what my child is gonna eat tomorrow, what I'm gonna feed them for breakfast, what is my mom gets sick, where I'm gonna get the medicine from, what I have to do. I don't want to see a woman selling themselves for a recharge, for $20. I can't stand that because I have a daughter myself. That goes against everything I do, and most of the guys, here outside of Cuba take advantage of that. Oh, you
Yep.
need a recharge. You need to show me this. You need to do that and do a video yourself doing that and that. And that is so freaking wrong. That is
Amen.
somebody's daughter. That is somebody's sister. That is wrong. And we need to change that. We have to change that. That's why I want to bring freedom so they don't have to keep doing that.
Awesome.
For me, the Cuban woman, they have so much value that they do what they do because the situation they are in, and they don't even know what in the heck they in there. They don't have idea.
Yeah. Especially because they know how to cook, ladies and gentlemen. Cuban
Oh,
women can cook very, very well.
oh yes, we're
Um,
the best at it.
yeah. And you reminded me of something with the tourism.
Hmm.
And maybe we can close with this because it's a minute to the hour.
Okay.
And that is, can you imagine if an American went to a hotel in Miami and an Italian tourist was treated better than the American? Like if the hotel owner didn't let the American in, but he let the Italian or the French guy in. That's what happens in Cuba, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
That's
it
what
does.
happens. Like you were born in that country and you are a second, you're a third, you're a fifth class citizen. All right, but the tourists get all the perks. And back in the 90s, you couldn't even go to a hotel as a Cuban.
Hmm.
You could go as one of these young ladies that were working,
Working.
selling their bodies to the tourists. You could go
Hmm.
when the tourists went to the hotel,
Hmm.
and maybe you sneak in your family, or maybe you take some food to your family or something.
Or you
Um,
pay to the front door guy,
or you
and
bribe the guy, of course,
yeah,
you
you're
bribe
going
people.
around and
But
all
you
of that.
couldn't, as a national person of Cuba, go into a Cuban hotel because it was only for tourists. And you had money. It's not even about, because people always find a way to make money, you know? Not
But it's
everybody,
still,
but,
but
you
it's
know,
still, there's still part of Cuba that I don't know.
oh, me too. I mean, I've only been to like three cities, like Camajuaní, La Habana, and from where I'm from, Santiago,
No,
El
no,
Coque.
I know most of Cubans. Most of Cuba, like the regular part. I'm talking about the tourist part, like the Cayos, Santa Maria, whatever they call all the Cayos they have there. Varadero. I don't know what that look like. I don't have idea. Unlike me, I can tell 10 millions of Cubans. We don't have a clue. All we know is how to look for food, how to find it, and let's go to bed and let's deal with tomorrow, not today. And that's been the life of Cubans for 62 years. And
Y-
that's going to change. It
y-
doesn't have to change. It's going to change because we're going to make it happen.
That's
Period.
right. Yeah, I realize now that a lot of Cubans that left Cuba, they actually started to visit the little Los Cayo Coco, Cayo This, I mean, the Keys, the different little like
Mhm.
resorts,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
After they had to leave their country to go back to their country
And be treated differently.
and be treated, yeah, with some dignity, with some
Hmm.
consideration, some respect.
Yeah, because
I mean,
now they
even
have
then,
dollars.
because when they know that you're a Cuban tourist, they treat you different than an European tourist. Also,
Yeah, that too.
they give you attitude.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's like
that too.
they're like telling you, it's like, oh, you know better, you know how things are. You don't try to demand things. Don't try to ask for a clean glass or like
Yeah,
a
no, but
straw.
even though, nowadays when Cubans go back to their country, their homeland, they know the minute they sit on the airplane what they cannot say, what they cannot talk about. They go like a real tourist. They don't know nothing about the country. They don't know nothing about the government. They don't talk about the issues. It's all fine. It's so, everything is so perfect. Let's go eat. Let's bring all the friends, to eat with us, to see all these paladars that they never go to because they don't have money for that. Um, we don't talk about the real issues. Like, do you see yourself? Do you see what's going on here? You have been on the same spot, even I'm gonna say worse than before I left. Nothing has changed for you, only that now you have more police harassment. It's kind of like being black is a crime.
Right.
You've been pushing around. You've been put in jail just for singing the national anthem. I mean, that is how crazy it is. That has to end.
Sorry, before you go, Yamila, let's talk to some of our audience members.
There we go. Why you don't put me
Angel.
backwards? I mean, put me back. We are too close. There we go.
Okay, you like
That's
that
better.
better?
Yeah, I like that one better.
Hola.
Hola, Luis Manuel Alcantara. Oh, I won't let
I
that one
won't say it
go.
like that,
Young
but
star.
please.
I had to. I know. I had to come quickly and say hello. Hey,
Hey,
Giselle, how are you
hello.
doing?
Hey,
There's a
hey, how are
Canadian
you?
Hey,
guy there.
hey, Angel.
Hi,
Angel Tour.
hi,
Talking
Miss
to
Yamila. What a pleasure to see you, Miss Yamila.
Oh my God. It is a pleasure to see you too, Mr. Angel. Oh my God, with that accent that you have.
Um,
Oh, Luis Manuel Alcantara.
would you like for me to go country? I can go country in a heartbeat.
Oh
Hey,
my
I'm from
What?
Louisiana. I can go to the country myself, you. Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I'm impressed, not with your English, but with the way you spread the voice of Cuban oppressed people in English, which is as heartfelt and truthful as in Spanish. So, respect.
Boy, I told you, I was a district manager on an insurance agency working over 50 people, development leader Come on, dude. I told you to speak English. I speak English, Spanish, and then stupidity too. I spoke,
And and,
I speak those three
and
languages. So
so
you pick.
I
how
think
do you
you're
speak
okay. I think we all do that.
how do you speak repartorismo in English?
Oh, yeah. You don't want me to do that here on this
Ooh,
channel?
that's like being ghetto
Ghetto,
Yeah,
ghetto.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
or ratchet.
exactly
It's a
being
ghetto.
ghetto.
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly. With my gold teeth and everything. Don't do
yeah.
that. I'm trying to be nice. I'm containing myself.
Uh,
This is a respectable,
I
channel.
know. All I know is that there is a shoe. There is a shoe somewhere.
Oh shoot! It's a huge one. It's like a size 45 down there.
No.
Keep motherfucker swaying it. Don't push it. Don't push it. She's gonna
Keep my
come
fucking
out.
sweater.
She's gonna come out, and you will
Oh,
like it.
Ricky,
Oh,
good
you
job,
know
man.
what? That is a good topic that I wanted to ask you, all of you. The difference between the hood, the ghetto in Cuba versus the
Mm.
hood and the
Oh
ghetto
wow,
here.
that's a great one. Yeah,
All I know is the hood and the ghetto
I
cube. I don't know the
I can tell
highlight.
you about that.
The hood
Well,
in,
maybe he can talk about the highlight.
I
Andrew
don't
can
know.
talk
The
about the
whole
highlight part.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Cuba,
from the ghetto. I'm like, what's up? Let's get it down. Let's get to it.
the whole
You talk
country,
too much.
the whole country is a ghetto, especially in the last 10 years.
Well,
I
you
mean,
said
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
young people speak now is not. Even, I don't understand them
yeah. It is true. It
when
is
they
true.
come from Cuba. I'm like, what are you saying?
No
Yeah.
respect for the language. No,
For
no.
older people, they call them puro, pura. They
Yeah,
don't call señor or señora anymore. I'm like, what is going
yeah.
on? Yeah.
oh dia. I mean, oh
Oh,
mi dia,
yeah,
oh mi puro.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe where you were from? Where you are from,
Uh,
Andrew?
Havana.
What part?
Well, kind of
Because all
borderline.
Orientales say they're from
No, no. I was
Spanish.
in front of University of Havana, so I was 2 blocks away from Cayo Hueso. So that's my repaterismo side.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
And
okay.
I,
okay.
but I was in front of
What
the
street exactly? I want to know the
Neptuno,
truth. What street?
Neptuno and Mason, right there.
You got a good mix. Good
Yeah,
mix on
yeah.
you.
Mm.
That's good. Yeah.
What about you, Yusbel? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Santi Spiritus, and
Oh,
yeah,
this.
I'm from the I'm like you. I'm like borderline, like
Hmm.
ghetto point middle.
Well, good is
Yeah,
everywhere too. Come on.
exactly.
Let's be real. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
that's
We
true. It's
Cubans.
true.
If somebody push you in Cuba, you get it like -2. We get it right there. Like
Exactly.
what's up?
Yeah.
But if it's the police, no, we are gentlemen. Like, oh,
Uh-huh.
excuse me, sorry. you
Yeah.
know, with the police, we are like ladies.
Well, it depends.
Well,
It depends. I had a lot of trouble
well,
with
that's
them.
one.
Yeah,
Good for you. I
yeah,
believe you. That's
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Tell me about Santi Espiritu. How many people were like you? Not many.
Yeah, not that many. Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
dictator would have gone like long time ago.
Yeah, that's I'm. It's a shame to know that in my city we are not this talkative.
Hmm.
Like we need to be more present in this kind of fight right now. We need
Everywhere.
Where
more.
are you from, Isabel?
Yeah, Santi Spiritus
Santi Espiritu. Is that in the middle?
in the
Yes.
middle. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
where Trinidad is. Trinidad is from
Okay,
Santi
gotcha.
Spiritus. It's not from Cienfuegos.
Yeah.
Just
Hmm.
saying.
Trinidad is the town with the white buildings and the Spanish tile roofs.
Spanish
Yeah,
style. Yeah, yeah.
And the
Beautiful.
tower.
Right, right.
like
Yeah, that's
another
a very
tourist spot.
iconic town.
It
Hmm.
was
Another
for one
tourist.
of the seventh villas that the Spanish people had at the beginning of
Vintage.
the
It's kind of
colonization.
vintage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vintage. Yeah.
Oh, I want.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave. Oh, oh.
oh.
What
So
do you
Okay,
guys?
Luis
uh,
Manuel Alcantara. I see you around.
no, Michael Observo.
Observable. Oh my God. What
Observo.
he observed?
Oh, you're gonna go to the
What he
concert.
observed?
Listen, Michael was detained today
I know.
by the secret police. He's released, but the other 3 kids from San Isidro movement,
Mhm.
Adrian, Jansel, and the other
Yes, sir.
kid, they were taken from the police station to prison to El Vivac.
Wait, are those the same
Then you'll be
guys?
back.
They are in the Vivac, and it is confirmed by my female friend from San
I
Isidro.
know.
So it's confirmed from a San Isidro movement person. Just WhatsApp me that yeah they were taken to El Vivac. So
Were
I
they
don't,
doing the protest where they dressed up as school children,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
and had
yeah,
some
they did.
signs?
Yeah,
Okay,
And by protest, you mean walking on the street peacefully with a
right.
with a
With a
yeah,
sign. With a
with a
sign.
sign saying
yeah.
freedom.
It's it's
That's
it's
it.
it's good that you clarify that, Angel, because in Cuba, the word protest
Yeah, yeah,
is a bad word as well.
yeah.
Like if you protest, it's not like here. You go to the protest and everybody knows that it's a pacific thing. It's like you're a pacifier anyways. But if in Cuba, you cannot say that because
No.
if
No,
you're protesting, you're
in
already doing.
Cuba, you cannot say you are thinking.
Oh,
That
Yeah.
is
that's
illegal.
that's true. Yeah, that's true
Forget
too.
about the sign. Forget about what you're
Yeah,
dressing.
exactly.
Well,
Forget
let's
about what
not.
you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm thinking is
Yeah,
illegal.
Let's not
yeah.
forget about Luis Robles, who
Mhm.
went to a boulevard with a little sign saying "Free Denis Solis," who is
Yeah.
another dissident or opposer that is
And
in
that is
prison,
a child.
and that is a
Luis
kid.
Roble is a baby.
Yeah, 18
He
years
don't. He
old.
don't. No, he don't work. He wasn't part of any movement, any party or anything. He was just a Cuban that got tired. Enough is enough. I'm tired of this shit. I'm going out. And they put him
Mhm.
in jail. He's in a combinado leste, where the real criminals are, or most of them are. And
Mm.
he's been there just for holding a sign.
Yep.
What
Well, he's being
And
what's
I'm
like?
a terrorist.
he
I,
is
Yeah.
being
I'm the one.
charged. Yeah, he's being charged with crimes against the safety of the state, which
What
is
does that mean?
punishable. Is crímenes contra la seguridad del Estado. Terrorism, basically, and it's
Terrorism,
punishable with 10 to 20 years in prison,
Or
which
death.
is insane.
Or
or
death.
death, or even death,
Or
So
death.
for
that
holding a
to
sign.
tell the people that would be if like the NSA or the FBI basically thought that you were some kind of terrorist and they
Mhm.
arrested you when you were just basically
Holding a
having
sign
standing
saying
around
I
in the
don't
street
like,
with a sign.
yeah,
Okay,
saying I don't like Trump or I don't like Biden. Just
Yeah.
for
right?
doing that, that's terrorism, 10 to 20 years, even death.
No,
Yep.
but what they're charging him with is kind of like he was Osama bin Laden.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
he killed a lot of people with a freaking sign.
Mm.
With a sign. I mean,
Yeah.
he had some kind of, I don't know, virus or something on that
Oh,
sign that it was spreading around. A lot of people die because of his sign. That's
right.
BS. And what it makes me mad, I've been, polite here, is like, what the heck is Cuban people waiting for? Why are you waiting for? For that boy to be your son? That's what you're waiting for? That's what I don't understand.
well, hold on a second. I was told that the family of this guy didn't want to come out and say anything, or they didn't
No, no, no,
want
no.
people involved in it.
There was a little bit of confusion there.
Okay. Okay.
They don't want to be directly involved in talking to the press,
Okay.
but let me see how I put this.
They are okay
They don't have
for us.
wait. They don't have control,
Hmm.
whether they agree or not, with whatever we want to say about
Oh, okay.
Luis Robles.
Oh,
Let's
the
put it that
family?
way. Yeah, the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to his family. I don't know his family. I don't care. I've been posting everything everywhere. I don't care if
Exactly.
they agree or not. He's the one in jail. And
They,
I'm not able to ask him, hey, you okay?
I don't have
So
I don't have proof that they approve of what Yamila is doing or all the influencers are doing.
I don't give a damn.
I no, it's they cannot. They know that they cannot stop us from talking about Luis, so they
exactly. It
Mhm.
don't
was
have
a
any
public
control over
space.
that.
It
What
was
they
a
do
public space.
No, and at this point, Luis do not belong to them. Belong to
exactly.
Cuba. Belong to the people. We
Yeah.
are fighting for his freedom, for everybody's freedom. So nobody goes to jail because you on the street with a sign. Really?
Yeah.
No, and the
For
other thing is
real?
like, where are the international organizations here? Like, what
Oh,
the
they've
heck
been
is
doing
going
the
on with them?
same. They've been
Yeah.
doing the same exactly thing they have been doing for 62 longest years of everybody's life. Nothing. Just looking at it, ignoring like nothing is happening. I don't see that. I mean, that didn't happen. They
I
even gave a share to Cuban government and the human rights section. I mean, come on, dude.
You know what? It's interesting that this virus came along because for those 60 years, like you say, Yamila,
Mhm.
the communists have been having these conferences like everywhere annually. The Sao Paulo Forum, the Puebla, now in Mexico Forum. By the way, Mexico has Cuban doctors. They have a
Oh,
they're
they're
hiring Cuban
next.
doctors in Mexico. Okay, so they're coming for you, Mexico. They're coming for your oil. But these communists are organized. They have taken over all the institutions. And just when we were getting together, protesting, and seeing each other's faces physically, dang virus came and kind of put a stop to that. We gotta get back, and we gotta have anti-communist um,
Protest.
protests, or not just protests. I mean conferences where we coordinate actions and we form like
I'm
non-profit
in it.
organizations,
I'm
and
in it. Let me
we
know
know we
when and how,
lobby.
when, and be
Yes,
there.
We gotta
yes,
have
yes.
freedom. I mean, maybe not anti something, but pro freedom or anti dictatorship. If there's Antifa, then there's anti-communist. Why not?
I was
I think we can do it. We can do it.
It's just like Venezuela. Cuban people. We have been telling them it's coming. This is what is coming. Look, Cuba. Oh, it's not gonna get there. It's not gonna get here. Guess what? You got it. It's there. How it feels.
and it's worse. And it's worse than Cuba.
Exactly how it feels. Venezuela was a rich country, a wonderful country, and they made it Haiti. Just like Haiti or worse.
Yeah.
Now it's Mexico the target, and we're telling Mexican it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not gonna get here. Okay, if you say
Yeah, I
so.
talk to a lot of Mexicans and they tell me the same. No, it's not gonna get there. Don't
Okay,
worry.
wonderful.
I
Ask Venezuelans.
yeah.
Don't even ask Cubans. Ask
But
Venezuela.
now
Build
that
that wall.
risk
Build
it.
that wall, because I don't even. It's to me now the wall is not about illegal
Immigrant.
Mexican or Central American immigrants. To me, that wall is, I don't want the Cubans on the other side of that wall. Who I don't know if they're agents or not to come in here. That's what I'm worried
But
about
that
now.
was one of the first orders that Sleepy Joe signed to stop keep building the wall. That was one of the first one.
Oh my God, man, are you serious?
I
This,
am. Look at it. He
I
signed like he signed like 24 or 25 orders. That one was one of those.
Wow,
Stop
man.
building the wall. I mean, come on. The wall is not for people to get out. It's for some people not to get in.
Exactly. No,
But
their work. I mean, how much evidence do you need? I'm not talking about proof. Evidence. There's too much evidence just showing that the Democratic Party is full
you
of
know what's funny, and I want
collaborators, man, of
yeah.
agents, of
Do you
people that.
know what is funny, and I want to talk about this because somehow we have to go out there and say it. I've been monitoring like what the UN DDHH is doing, and the Michelle Bachelet, that dictatorship girl too. And all she's saying, now that you said that about the virus, all she's saying every day is about the virus. It's about the virus. And I was like, today I was fed up already. And I was like, you know what? You get, because she was saying like the role of every person is to take care of themselves and this and that and follow the guidelines. And I was like, you know what? Remember what your role is. Your role is to look up for the human rights in the whole world. And I put the hashtag of Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela,
but
Chile, blah blah
look,
blah.
one of the orders that Sleepy Joe signed was for every employee. That is mandatory now.
Mhm.
Every employee in a federal building, they have to wear a mask. You will see in the next days how the coronavirus numbers start dropping down. And then
Yeah.
you're gonna ask yourself, like, so it was the federal employees who were spreading all this around? No, it was the they have been manipulating everything, like the media. That's why, to put it in a nice way, that's why Trump lost. Because believe it or not, the media, that's the one that made Joe a president.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
yeah.
the media. It wasn't nobody else. It was the media.
You know, I've been saying this for a while now. I know for sure that the New York Times is full of communists. It's another pit of communist stakes, and they've been communist since Stalin, because they helped cover up what he did to the Ukrainian people.
Hmm.
But what I am afraid of, guys, is that if we start passing laws, we will against the social medias, or the media companies, we may
Hmm.
hurt new media that is trying to give a different narrative. Because it may make it difficult for them to have a business. To start.
I
What
mean,
do you
you
guys think about
you
that?
can you cannot do that here. That's one of the things that you can do in Cuba that you cannot do here. You cannot censor the media at all. If they talk about you for 4 years straight. Well, it is what it is. Try to do
Yeah,
better
but
to get them on your side or whatever. But you cannot stop them.
what happens is that if you pay attention, you start to see right now from the very first days how this media, which is an activist body of the
Hmm.
Democratic Party, how they pamper and they cushion everything with this new
Everything.
president. For example, today in the press conference with the new press secretary, they didn't ask her about the new reports of China human rights abuse. They
Hmm.
didn't ask her about Antifa destroying buildings in Seattle, burning the flag in Colorado, and also in Oregon. And the main thing that they didn't ask her about was with the National Guards being in Congress. When they needed a break, they were sent to the garage, to the floor of the garage, sit down there. Media is full of pictures. Well, not the media, Daily Wire, Newsmax. Nobody from the New York Times, from Washington Post asked the press secretary about why were the National Guardsmen sent to the garage. Had this happened with Trump, it would have been the whole conference would have been
Exactly.
Yeah,
about that. How bad is Trump administration sending
discriminated.
our national guards to the garage? But because it's Biden, you already can see how the narrative changes completely in 24 hours.
Hmm.
Completely.
You know what I'm hoping for is for the democracy to like show up again one day. Like I'm really positive about it. I hope it was just a personal um situation
Issue.
with Trump, issue with Trump. Like I think it was just that. Hopefully everything restructurate in a way, but it's kind
But
of like
that's the issue, bro. That's exactly the issue. When you take it personal, like he's you, the media, Sleepy Joe, the Congress, against one guy, and you forgot about the country. There you have the problem,
yeah,
because it's all about the country.
Another
It's not about the person.
another detail, Justin Trudeau has been the darling of the left media these last 4 years, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
Because he's a liberal. He has verbalized his opposition to some of Trump's initiatives.
yeah,
Uh, he has been crying and screaming since yesterday when Biden closed the construction of the XL pipeline.
yeah. The
He
pipeline, yeah.
is green right now. He's fuming. The media hasn't reported anything here.
No, because
Exactly. That's the
it's
thing.
not
No,
bad.
no, but the thing is that he hasn't told anything either. Like I'm following him, and he said some lines, but it's not clear was he
Good,
the
good, Bill.
actual.
It's
Good, Bill.
babbling. That's what
Don't,
it's called,
yeah,
Yeah,
babbling.
but
Cantinfleando. I don't know what
yeah,
I said.
exactly.
I forgot what I said when I said it, what I was,
gibberish,
who I
Yeah,
am.
gibberish.
He's not, he's babbling,
But that's
but
enough.
he's playing with the whole country. And this
exactly.
is the first world. This is not, getting to it, get it together, or it's gonna get ugly in any second.
Hopefully.
Whenever these Black Lives Matter or these Antifa people go out to protest, what are the business has to suffer? I mean, what the hell has to do the business with what you're protesting for?
You know, they
But
were
when they
trying to
do
do
it,
the same. They were trying to do the same here, and the police stopped them, and a lot of people went out to stop them to do whatever they wanted to do here in Toronto.
it's like,
They tried.
I mean, come on, we know how it looks like, how it smell. We know what is coming, and we're ready for it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we have been fighting for many years. That's why we keep saying the Akane Singao. In any language, we can say it, for everybody there. We're going to take you guys down. You guys are going down, and Cuba deserve a better future. It deserves
That's
a
why
better
Cubans
future.
voted like
Change.
never before. Cubans voted Republican this time. I would say
Yeah.
probably 80%.
Yeah.
And then because that, now we are racist.
Oh yeah,
Ricky,
yeah.
can I ask you?
I'm a white supremacist.
Tell me
So
about that.
Oh
You
my
are a
goodness.
Cuban.
just so you guys know, yeah.
Yeah.
You are a
Well,
Cuban and
you
you are a
were saying it.
Republican.
You were saying on my channel that woman doesn't work. You remember that? Because I would never
Well,
let that one
Well, yeah,
go.
women are lazy.
He's a
woman, lady.
misogynist. He's a
Uh,
misogynist, but he's not a
Production,
racist.
just give me his address.
Don't.
Just give me his address. I mean, we got to get into
Don't
it.
turn the church after me.
Oh yeah, we are church members.
Yeah.
We found one here. I mean, come on, dude, come on.
He,
Give some credit to woman. You heal because of a woman. Come
Rigger is
on.
a nice liberal guy from 1932.
Oh yeah,
Hmm. But I'm from 2021, so I'm gonna punch you
yeah,
whenever I find
I'm
you.
just saying. I love women. Women are great. You know, they're great
Mhm.
in the kitchen where they
In
should
the
be.
kitchen, yeah. Shut up.
Which,
Do cheese tomatoes.
which way is it?
Fuck
Is
you.
this? No, it's this way.
Not the
I'm
other
gonna
one.
punch you.
The other one.
Come
It's
on.
unbelievable, this guy.
I love you guys, man. All
Hmm.
right. I'm gonna cut it. Oh, excuse me.
You're getting old.
Uh, I'm gonna call it. Unless you guys wanna say anything else,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start wrapping it up.
No,
I'm
I want
gonna
to say
say,
something.
wait, hold on, I'm talking. I'm gonna say something for Cuban dictatorship. Listen to me. For all people there, I'm repatera, so handle it. Listen to me, motherfuckers. We're gonna take you down. Cuba's gonna be free. Cuba's gonna have a constitution. Díaz Canel Singao. Fuck you and all you family and everybody there. And hombre, I'm coming. That's it.
I'm going to translate. What she meant was Cuban government, I disagree with your policies. You motherfucking fuck you, Diaz Canel. I fucking hate your policies.
I love it. I love it. This is unbelievable.
Oh,
I just
man.
Joseph,
love
your turn.
it. Your
Well,
turn.
my message is to the Cuban people and to all of those Canadians that are trying to go there and spend their time and not look over their shoulder and see people suffering for 62 years. Let's stop the government of Canada helping the government of Cuba. Let's stop them because they are doing nothing for the people, and our people are suffering for
That
62 years already.
Awesome.
that was nice.
All right, guys. I love you very much.
Love you too. I'm alaikum
And
salam.
are you gonna have a live stream now, or you're gonna
Yeah,
take a
right
break?
now.
Okay, so
Right.
then I'll join your live stream right
Oh,
now.
I'm gonna whoop you.
And
Oh, I'm gonna spend
okay,
time whooping you.
you can try. You can try.
Yami, it was a pleasure. Okay.
Oh,
It's
my
always a
pleasure.
pleasure, guys. And until next time, take care.
Alrighty. All right.
Bye bye. Ciao, guys. I love you, and I'll do another interview pretty soon. All right, take care.